Greetings of the day. This is Kamini Verma, Assistant Professor, School of Liberal Arts at GNA University. As we have taken an earlier session on phonetics and spoken English, in which we have covered what were the international phonetic alphabets, means the consonants we have covered, and today's session we are going to cover about the international phonetic alphabets, vowels. So moving ahead with the things, we need to understand in the previous slides we have covered that what is phonetic, the definition of phonetic, what is phoneme, definition of phoneme, and the consonantal sounds. And in today's session, again just recapitulating the previous things which we have discussed, that as per the phoneme, the smallest unit of speech, which have total in 44. So these 44 phonemes are further divided into two things, 24 consonants and 20 vowel sounds. We have covered the 24 consonantal sounds in the previous sessions, and in the today's session our major focus is on the vowel sounds, monophthongs and diphthongs. Just a recapitulation for you people that what were the phonetic sounds, that were the consonantals in English. So we have presented those on the screen for you people. Again, just a quick review of this, that the p, b, th, the sound, k, g sound, f, v sound, s, z sound, th, the sound, sh, the sound measure pleasure, ch sound, j sound, h, m, n sound, ang sound, y sound, r sound, l, and w sound. So these are something which we have covered in the previous session itself. So today we are taking up the things related to the consonants, and today we are taking up the things vowels. That is on the screen for you people. It's e, e, o, u, a, I, o, e, u, o, and ow. So as we have discussed, these are the 20 vowel sounds in English. Out of these 20 vowel sounds, our 12 sounds are monophthongs and 8 are diphthong. So the first two lines are of monophthong and the last one is for the diphthongs. A detailed explanation of these sounds will be in the next slide. So here we are taking up the things, the sounds E. It is similar to a little of the Hindi sounds, but we cannot speak the sounds like Hindi, because in Hindi we usually call them as choti e and badi e. We are stretching our lips to speak these words, whereas in the case of this, we are not going to stretch our lips as we were doing it for in the Hindi. So here it's e sound, e, as in e, sit, fit, it, bit. Even the word imagine, we start with this. Moving ahead, the next one is again E, which one is the stressed E. This one is called as the unstressed E, and this one is called as the stressed E. Now the stressed E is the word seat, heat, feet. Just for example, let's take, if we try to replace these sounds with each other, can we ever say this thing, kindly sit down? We have to say kindly sit down. On the other hand, take your sit. No, we cannot say. We have to say take your seat. So we are stressing that E into this one and the unstressed in this one. Moving ahead with the next sounds, that is the A sound, the unstressed one, and the A, the stressed one. For example, this A, the bed, head, red, lead. And next one is A, again the stressed, bad, had, application. So these are the stressed one. This is unstressed. So again, let's take replacing of them. Is it possible? No. We cannot say sleep on the bed. No, we have to say sleep on the bed. On the other hand, you are a bad boy. No, we cannot say this as you are a bad boy. So this is a thing that we need to understand when we are producing the A sound of English, that is A and A. Moving ahead with the next one, that is the O sounds of English. One O, this one is the unstressed and this one is the stressed one. Unstressed, stressed. Whenever we are talking of unstressed and stressed O, again, the example which we need to understand when we are producing these sounds O. For example, if I'm saying the word cot, if I'm saying the word hot, if I'm saying the word alter, and the O with the stress, that is caught, ball, daughter. So this is the difference of the O. Again, let's take one example of the O sounds again that can be replaced. I caught the thief. I cannot say I caught the thief. I have to say I caught the thief. Same goes, the baby is sleeping on the cot. I cannot say the baby is sleeping on the coat. So this is the difference between the O and the O sound, unstressed and stressed one. Moving ahead with the next one, if we talk of, we have this O sound with us. Now this O sound, whenever we are using this O sound, this O and O, unstressed, again the next one is stressed. As I have one I have circled and the second I have underlined. Unstressed and stressed. Now unstressed and stressed O are making the difference of production of the sounds. For example, whenever I say the word O, for example, I'm saying pull, I'm saying bull, I'm saying hood, I'm saying should. So I'm using the O sound over there but without any sort of stress. And the same O when it is the stressed O. Pull, blue, blue. So these are the stressed one. Again, let's take an example of the replacing these words. Pull the door. You cannot say pull the door. On the other hand, he is swimming in the swimming pool. You cannot say it as he is swimming in the swimming pool. So this is the difference between these two sounds. Moving ahead with the next one, that is the A sound in English. Now this one is the A sound. A. A. Now A as in ask, as I'm using it here. Ask. Ask. Then I'm saying hard. Hard. This A is the stressed A of English. Hard. Another father. Father. So this is the stressed O sound. Next one is the A sound for us. Now, the next three, this is number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3. Three of them are the A sounds of English. If you relate it with the Hindi, yes, I'm saying the A sound of English. Now, the A sounds, but three of them are little different than each other. This A is the stressed one. Second A is unstressed one. And third A is the shortest A in English. We also call it as schwa in English. So instead of calling it A, we always call it as schwa. So let's take the first A, that is the stressed A. Now the stress, as we are putting emphasis on it. So stressed A is something, for example, we are saying the word bird. I'm saying bird and putting stress on A over here. I cannot say bird. So for a word bird, I have to put stress on the A sound of English, that is bird. Moving ahead, the next one is heard. Heard. And another example which I have written over there is curd. So in the three cases, in these three examples, I'm stressing the sound A over here. The stress is actually differentiating it from the unstressed A. Let's say if I speak these three with the unstressed version, can I say it as bird? It seems more like the earbird which we are talking of. If I say it as heard, heard, Hud. If I say hud, that is making no sense to us. Same goes with the curd word. Until unless I'm stressing the sound curd, it is making sense to us. But if I use it in the unstressed version curd, again, it is not making any sense, any meaningful word to us. So, the stressed O. After that, the next one is the unstressed O. Now, the unstressed O, where we are again using the sounds, but this time this O is a little unstressed. Means we are not going to put any sort of stress or emphasis on that particular sound. For example, the word is shut. I cannot say it as shirt. So if I am saying it with the stress first, shirt, it is making it non-understandable to us. So the shut, the cut, hut, these are the few examples for the unstressed O. Moving ahead with the next one is that is the schwa sound in English, the shortest sound in English, which is many a times available in between. For example, if you feel like going, so in the previous slides where we have covered the phonetic consonantal sounds, those consonantal sounds are produced with the help of the sound, with the help of our airstream. But you feel like if I say the sound T, it seems like there is a sound afterward it by default. So unstressed is going to help us out in the same manner. So if I am going to say the word about, neither I am using the stress nor I am using the unstressed because if I am trying it with the stressed one, I'll be saying about. But if I'm saying it with the unstressed one, I'll be saying about. But we do not call it as about or about. We call it as about. So the unstressed is used over here. Same goes with the word above. No, above. So this is another. I have written the next word over rhythm. If I phonetically write this word for you people, it will turn out to be like this. So this is the sound in between. Rhythm. Nothing is possible. So unstressed over there for the production of rhythm. So these are the 12 monophthongs which we have covered over here. And now we are moving to the diphthongs, which are total 8 in number. As the monophthong is saying, mono means single, whereas the diph means doubling of something. They are the combination of two sounds altogether. It is all about the vowel sounds are produced by human beings when there are some sort of movement of our body with the production. We throw the air out without any sort of obstruction. Means our tongue remain at one place, our lips take one position. So that is helpful in the production of the monophthongs which we have covered over here. But when we are going to produce the diphthongs, there is a movement of our tongue which we technically call as the term glide. So that there is a glide of the tongue for the production of these sounds. So for the glide means from one position, tongue is going to take up the second position. Means from one position it is going to shift towards the second position, that is the glide of our tongue. So during the production of diphthongs, our tongue usually glides. It moves from one place to another for the production of a diphthong. For example, let's take up the first one for us, that is A. It's A. Because this is A for us. If you remember, this we have covered as A and this we have covered as E. So this turns out to be A. For example, the word when we are saying the word pay, when we are saying the word play, when we are saying bay. So that is pay, bay, play. So A sound of English. Moving ahead with the second one, that is the I sound. Now we say we have never seen this kind of symbol anywhere in the Monophthongs. So this is the same R sound of our English, which is going to be taken the shape like this when it is going to be written in the form of diphthongs. Here we are writing R like this, but when we want to add it in the form of diphthong, we change the position like this. So this is the I sound in English. I, as in the word I, letter itself. I letter of English. Then the word is try, cry, fry. So these all are the examples of the word I. Moving ahead with the next one, that is OA sound. So this is the O sound, the stressed one, but the stressed one is now the combined with the E sound, so that's why we are not marking those two dots of the stressed sound over there. So it is without those two dots over here. So this is the OA sound of English, OA. For example, the common word which we have learned at the very beginning of our life, that is the boy. Instead of calling it as boy, start calling it as boy. Boy. Another example, coin, coin, oin. So we are using oin in between, oin. So oin. Then employ, employ. Right? So these are the few examples for the sound oi. Next one is with us, that is ear. E and a combination turns out to be ear for us. Ear, ear. One, ear. R, E-A-R, ear. Even when we use the word near, near, no, ear. You might have observed that thing, whenever I am using any r sound at the end, I am not producing it. Yes, during the production of the English sounds, we usually avoid r sound at the end. For example, if I talk of this example, this word itself, R sound, we have this very common word with us, C-A-R. But whenever the common people produce, they speak this word as car, as we speak it in Hindi or in the Punjabi language, which vernacular we use, car. But when we want to produce this word in English, in the proper accent, the word should be car. Car. I'm not using the r sound, car. I'm saying car. So near. Getting back to the point, near. Near. R is silent. Then beard. Where it is necessary, I'm saying the last row has been usually avoided to be produced. So where it is needed, we do produce. For example, beard. Another one, ear. Ear. It's not only ear sound I'm speaking ear. Ear. That is ear. Then even the word cheer. Cheer up, guys. So this cheer. So moving ahead with the next one, that is the fifth one, that is the air sounds for us. Air. Again, the word written over here, the first word itself, air. If I want to write this word phonetically, I'll be just writing this. I'm not going to write any another consonantal sound in between. This air is sufficient for phonetically representing this A-I-R of ours. So the next one over there is the pair. Pair. Cheer. This is cheer. This is cheer. So the difference is clear to you people. Cheer and cheer. Moving ahead with the next one, that is the oo and the combination, that is oor. Whenever we are using the word oor, so oor, poor, tour. So whenever we are using, even the poor word is having the two pronunciation, we can write it phonetically this way. As well as we denoted the two pronunciation it carries, that we can also use the O sound at the end to produce it. We can also call it as poor. So poor or poor, depending upon the way you feel like producing this sound. So moving ahead with the next one, that is the O sound in English. O. O. O and O combination. O. For example, the word go. I want to go. I want to go. Go. Then this word, we may consider that if this is caught, This one, caught. This is caught. This is caught. This one should also be having the same side of homophone to it, but no, it is not homophone to this one. This is called as coat. I have given my coat for the dry cleaning. Coat. It is not coat. It's coat. So, no, it's not no, it's no. Moving ahead with the last one, that is the ow sound over here. Ow. Ow. Earlier one was O, and now this is ow. Now. Do it now. Now. Frown. Out. Loud. So these are the few examples of vowel sounds as monophthong as well as diphthongs. So whenever we are using monophthongs, our lips, our tongue take a particular position in the articulatory system itself. And whenever we are producing the diphthongs, there are certain glides of our tongue which takes place over here. So here in this session we are talking about vowels. So just few examples in the next session. In the next session we'll be using syllable, which we'll be making with the help of vowels and consonants. Just few examples for you people as we have through with this today's session, summing up with the few things over here. Like we have covered consonants in the last session, and in the today's session we have covered vowel sounds. So when we are through with this thing, together these make words for us. Right? Even in English alphabets, consonant and vowels put together make words for us. So even phonetically, when they have been put together, only then we will be getting phonetic pronunciation of a particular speech, sound or a word of English. Let's take one example over here. With this, I'll sum up my lecture. For example, we'll say the word electricity in English. Right? We are using E, I means 4 vowel alphabets over here. E, I. And we are writing the word electricity in English. And if we want to write it phonetically, we'll be writing it this way. E, lek, tree, city. Or we can also call it as electricity, depending upon the way you produce this particular sound. This sound can be replaced with this E sound because it's not a compulsion that every English word has only one mandate pronunciation. As there are few words, let's take example of one word schedule over here. Schedule can be said as schedule. Schedule can be said as schedule. It can be said as schedule. It can be said as schedule. So it has the 4 correct pronunciations. So this is the next topic which we'll be taking in detail, that is syllable. And after syllable, the next session would be on the organs of speech which are helpful the production of these sounds. That's all for the today. Thank you so much.